Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be taking a look at an article from the Washington Post that was published on October 12th, written by Craig Timberg and Elizabeth Dwoskin. Facebook takes down data and thousands of posts obscuring reach of Russian disinformation. Now, they're going to beat this like a dead horse, okay, this whole Russian disinformation thing. Most of the Russian advertising didn't get shown until after the election, yet it influenced the election. So you need everyone to see it and then each get into a fucking DeLorean that can go over 88 miles an hour with a flux capacitor and go back in time in order for it to have influenced them. But yet they're going to keep going with this fucking story. Craig, Elizabeth, you're purveyors of fake news. You write fake news. You should just become fiction writers because that's what you're writing here. You're not reporters. Social media analyst Jonathan Albright got a call from Facebook the day after he published research last week showing that the reach of the Russian disinformation campaign was almost certainly larger than the company had disclosed. No, he pulled a bunch of bullshit out of his ass and called anyone who was against Hillary Clinton a fucking Russian. That's what he did, for all intents and purposes. Let's get it right here. While the company had said 10 million people read Russian bot ads, Albright had data suggesting that the audience was at least double that, maybe much more, if ordinary free Facebook posts were measured as well. Yeah, but he's calling anyone that went against Hillary fucking Clinton on the note of, like, wanting Trump. They're calling anyone who was pro-Trump. Okay, anyone anti-Hillary Clinton, this fuckwit, is calling them Russian. Yet, Washington fucking Post is going to use this as proof to back this whole Russian advertising, influencing fucking BS. Albright welcomed the chat with three company officials, but he was not pleased to discover that they had done more than talk about their concerns regarding his research. They had also scrubbed from the internet nearly everything, thousands of Facebook posts and related data that had made the work possible. Never again would he or any other researcher be able to run the kind of analysis he had done just days earlier. Translation! He lied out his fucking ass, and now he's trying to say, well, I got no proof because Facebook deleted it. That's what that is. He completely lied. He got caught in his lie, and now he's trying to say that Facebook deleted the posts. That's what it sounded like to me. Oh, God. This is public interest data, Albright said Wednesday, expressing frustration that such a rich trove of information had disappeared, or at least moved somewhere the public can't see it. This data allowed us to at least reconstruct some of the pieces of the puzzle. Not everything, but it allowed us to make sense of some of this thing. You took posts that were against Hillary Clinton or pro-Trump and said pretty much every single one of them were fucking Russians, dude. You are a sleazy, dishonest piece of shit. And you're seriously trying to Oh my God. I'm sorry for laughing, but this is a fucking joke. Oh my God. The hard bastard's been covering this, and I watch his videos quite often. And they're basically fucking taking. I mean, he covered this, and I watched this, and as he showed, they're taking anyone, like I said, who was anti-Hillary Clinton and or pro-Trump and Russian. So, and the guy didn't have any proof, so if anyone looked at his quote-unquote proof on that note, just from that, he would be proven full of shit. So now he's trying, because he has no proof, and he knows that if someone actually looked at what he calls Russians, he'd look like shit. So, oh, they deleted it, or oh, they got rid of it. No, you never had it. Facebook does not dispute or remove the post, but it offers a different explanation of what happened. The company says that it merely corrected a bug that allowed Albright, who's research director of the Toast Center for Digital Journalism at Columbia University, to access information he should never have been able to find in the first place. Yeah. That bug, Facebook says, has now been squashed on social media and analytics tools called CrowdTangle, what Facebook bought last year. So, he's trying to... This is funny. The guy takes posts that anyone right of Marx is a Russian. Which is kind of funny because, you know, they try to play it like the Russians are like the commies back in the day. He gained access to the information through a software bug. Had no right to look at it. And now he's trying to go, oh yeah, well, they deleted it and I got no proof now. So, but you got to believe me. I mean, that's fucking hilarious. CrowdTangle enables advertisers to view metrics about the performance of their Facebook and Instagram campaigns, such as how many times a post was liked, commented, or shared. Until this week, advertisers were able to see metrics for content that had already been taken down on Facebook and Instagram. We identified and fixed a bug in CrowdTangle that allowed users to see cached information from inactive Facebook pages, said company spokesman Andy Stone. Across all our platforms, we have privacy commitments to make inactive content that is no longer available inaccessible. So, either these people deleted the posts or whatever. He gained access to them and he goes, so, see, proof? And most of them were individuals that he's saying were all Russians. And I'm betting every single one of them was a fucking American. But yet, Russia, Russia, Russia. You people are delusional. Your Russian narrative is falling apart. It's actually more than falling apart. Okay? It's crumbling into tiny little pieces that you're never, ever, ever going to be able to put back together and go, see, Russia. It's not... Just give up already. Whatever the reason, researchers express frustration that the crucial data and thousands of posts are now gone. They're not gone. They're just not accessible. And what you're upset about is the fact that, or supposedly upset about, is the fact that you now have no proof to what you're saying. Could it be that you had no proof to begin with? Because you're going, yep, pro-Trump, anti-Hillary, Russian. That's what you're doing. Last week, two other researchers who had been working with the Facebook data, Joan Donovan and Becca Lewis of the nonprofit Data and Society Institute, also noticed that it had suddenly disappeared. Oh my God. You are seriously trying to push a fucking fake news narrative here. The nonprofit Data and Society Institute. I'm just curious. So, while we're doing this here, let's just see what the Data and Society Institute is. Data and Society. It's a leftist fucking organization. Hold on, because just look at the fucking description here. Data and Society is a New York City-based think and do tank focused on social, cultural, and ethical issues arising from data-centric technological development. Doublespeak at the end there. So basically, they're a leftist organization that focuses on identity politics. And you're throwing this into your fucking article, WaPo. Washington Shitpost. It's all fucking leftist shit. This is so fucking funny. When platforms do not release data for researchers to analyze, they set themselves up for drawing their own conclusions based on their own interests, said Donovan, who has used Facebook data for the last 8 years to study how influence campaigns on social media impact participation in political movements. The bits and pieces of data we found in CrowdTangle are alarming because of who the Facebook pages target. Everyday people with sets of mutual concerns about the future of our society. Yes, that was me just face planting. That's me doing it again after reading that. A second time. Formulating my thoughts. Because it's alarming that people are using social media for what it was intended for, and they're expressing themselves to everyday average people, as opposed to your elitist leftists in the mainstream legacy dying media, spoon feeding them shit that you want them to see. That's what upsets you. Let's be honest. Albright's research began when he tried to determine how far the Russian disinformation campaign reached during the campaign. An elusive question that many others have grappled with. An elusive question. You mean a work of fiction many have tried to tackle. He knew that Facebook had acknowledged some basic numbers regarding the Russian effort, specifically that the company had shut down 470 Russian-controlled pages and accounts that had bought more than 3,000 ads, and those ads had reached an estimated 10 million people based on the company's own modeling. Yeah, and you're leaving out the fact that pretty much the overwhelming majority of them these supposed influencing ads, didn't get seen until after the fucking election. Oh my God, this is why you are called fake news. This is why you are called the Washington shitpost. Oh my God. Facebook has declined to say how many people saw the free posts created by Russian accounts and pages. You're calling anyone that you want Russian, which is pretty much everyone that's anti-fucking Hillary, anti-fucking left, that's right of fucking Marx. This was proven. This is complete dishonesty. This is complete and total dishonesty here. The left open that left open the question of that left open the question of what else those 470 accounts and pages have been doing. Helpfully, 6 of them Blacktivist, United Muslims of America, Being Patriotic, Heart of Texas, Secured Borders, and LGBT United have become quickly publicly known through various reports. So Albright decided to play his analytics tool to answer his question. Oh! This is the same exact shit as the leftists do on Twitter. Like, anyone that disagrees with... Oh, Russian bot. Oh my God. Because internet data is riddled with imprecision, thanks to bots, trolls, and vague definitions used by those who create the metrics, Albright uses CrowdTangle. Its connection with Facebook would make it harder for the company to later disavow his findings, he hoped. Oh my God. So what they just basically fucking admitted. Which, the funny thing is this was proven. The overwhelming majority of the bots weren't Russian. They were Soros fucking run and funded. Like open society type shit. You just gotta bring up the bots. You gotta bring up the bots. Alright. The trolls and the vague definitions used by those create the metrics. Exactly. So, he's just admitted that basically Albright made out the metrics, pulled them out of his ass. Said Russian, that's Russian. Probably overwhelming majority of them, they're just going Russian, because he's got Trump derangement syndrome, are fucking American. This is disgusting. Albright also copied CrowdTangle's definition of its metrics directly into the spreadsheet he was building and soon would make public. This guy's a fucking researcher and he's doing a spreadsheet. Real researchers do databases. with this type of shit so it can all easily be cross-referenced. This shit looks even worse and worse as the Washington Post tries to fucking portray this thing as a different situation. This guy's a fucking hack. Oh, he's copying and pasting shit in a fucking Excel spreadsheet. And he's a researcher. Okay. The result of his data downloaded startled him. For those 6 pages alone, Albright found 19.1 million interactions, a term describing how often a Facebook user does something concrete with a post, such as sharing it, commenting it, hitting the like button, or posting an emoji. Given that somebody who acts on a post surely has to glance at it, this measurement is a subset of how many times somebody had seen these posts. Actually, all you have to do is just go look at the view count. See, this is what's funny. He's got 19.1 million interactions. I love this fucking particular choice that Albright chose. Because it makes it sound way worse on the note of how many people... Worse is the wrong term. He's making it sound much more inflated on the number of people who are looking at a post. Because 19.1 million interactions would include, say, 2 people getting into trolling with each other, or flame warring each other, or having a conversation, or more than 2. So they're every time they comment, that's an interaction. So you could have, 2 people sitting there for 6 months, day in and day out, using one post as a means of communicating with each other. And this shitbrick, Albright, would say that each one of those interactions is basically a person that's looking at it, like he tried to do here. Like they're trying to portray here. But anyone with half a brain could figure this one out, that they're full of shit, and that Albright is a little sleazy, data fucking cooking fuckwit. Given that somebody who acts on a post surely has also glanced at it, this measurement... See, this right here. I had to reread it because of this. Given that somebody who acts on a post surely has also glanced at it, this measurement is a subset of how many times somebody has seen these posts. And another thing is, what you don't get is, a lot of people just like shit for the sake of liking shit. This is completely flawed. Yet, Washington Shitpost is going to portray this as credible fucking news. Albright also found that according to CrowdTangle, this same content has been shared 340 million times. That means that this disinformation could have potentially reached the feeds of users that many times, but it didn't reveal how many users had actually read or seen it. If interactions was the floor of the possible reach of the Russian content, then shared was the theoretical ceiling. You guys still haven't proved that there's any actual Russian fucking content except for the ads. Which, almost all of those ads were shown after the fucking election. So you got nothing here. So you're trying to make something out of nothing. And what are you actually considering Russian? See, there's no basis to go on. Like I said, anything right of Marx, probably Russian to you. This is fucking ridiculous. But given that Albright was working with just 6 pages out of the 470, it was clear to him that the Russian campaign reached far beyond the 10 million people Facebook had acknowledged saw the ads alone. You mean the ads after the election? And you're using 6 pages from 470 to come up with this number you're pulling out of your ass? Holy fucking shit. I'm sorry, but this is just fucking hilarious. This really is. Oh my god. Holy shit. He even discovered a single Russian-backed Instagram account associated with the LGBT United that had reached nearly 10 million on its own. What's your proof that this is a Russian account? A Russian-backed Instagram account? You have none. Except for your gut feeling. Oh, gotta be Russian, gotta be Russian. It's anti-Hillary, it's anti-left, it's anti... Dude, pull your head out of your ass. You got Trump derangement syndrome here, Albright. And finally, for each of the 6 pages, Albright downloaded 500 posts, the most available through CrowdTangle, and published them online in a handy visual format last Thursday. Suddenly, anybody with an internet connection could see the numbers Albright had compiled in 3,000 free Facebook posts that he had downloaded. All right, so let's take a quick look here. Let's see what the fuck he's calling Russian. Oh wait, you can't. Huh. I mean, just look at this. So, I mean, oh my god. Page interaction, engagement with post, posting versus interaction, table of full text posts. Queer quote. Okay, that's from a Russian. Okay. That helped Trump. Queer quote. Neil Patrick Harris. Hashtag family. Okay. Parenting, one chance to do it right. That was Russian. Oh my god. Discrimination runs rampant in too many people in this country, and it comes in too many forms. Okay, I just noticed one interesting thing. The kids need foster. What the fuck? None of these. A living, breathing page of American history. 2 Navajo Marines help Navajo code talker Roy Hawthorne, USMC, during a parade to honor the Navajo. Oh yeah, Russians are talking about fucking code talkers. Oh my god, this guy Albright is fucking delusional. Oh. Alright, well let's look at secured borders. Let's see what Russians fucking put in secured borders. As I've said before, I'm really concerned if victory will go to Hillary Clinton due to voter fraud. If we can't trust the State Department, if we can't trust the DOJ, if we can't trust the FBI, if we can't trust the DHS, hell, we can't trust any division of our federal government. So it seems logical we can put much trust in today's election systems. We can't put much trust. And we see that Hillary's exhibiting, oh my, cockiness that Obama did before he won the 2000. Yeah. As if she knows in advance that the results, yeah. POTUS administrator. Oh my god, just you stupid fucks at the Washington Post. You really don't think people are gonna go look at these fucking posts? Being patriotic. Let's. This was done by Russians. Okay, at least 50,000 homeless veterans are starving, dying in the streets, but liberals want to invite 620,000 refugees and settle them among us. We have to take care of our own citizens, and it must be the primary goal of our politicians. Yeah? That's fucking... That's fucking Russian, according to this idiot Albright? Holy shit, dude. You are the stupidest fuck on the planet. Where the hell did you get your degree? Did you send away for it? With box tops from a cereal box? And did you find it in a Cracker Jack box of Cracker Jacks? Holy shit, dude. You are a fucking moron. Oh my god. Holy fucking shit. Dude, you are a fucking oh my God, you are a fucking moron. So not anybody with an interconnection can see the numbers that Albright compiled. Yeah, out of the 3,000, none of those look like they're fucking Russians to me. I'm sure to anyone watching this video, they're not going to look Russian. That work soon became the basis for a Washington Post article on Albright's discoveries and later a story in New York Times as well. Albright also talked about his research on CBS News and Fox News. But even as the discussion over Albright's research began heating up, he discovered that the 3,000 Facebook posts were gone, as was the data on CrowdTangle. Yeah, and it's not Russian. Dude, I just looked at a couple of them and showed. Anyone with half a brain looks at that and goes, not Russian. Yet, Russia, Russia, Russia. There was nothing, he said. It was wiped. The analytics company also tweaked its own description of one of its metrics. The shared metric was now recast as total followers. The last change was not objectionable to Albright, who had agreed with Facebook's representatives who called him, including CrowdTangle chief executive Brandon Silverman, that the shared metric from CrowdTangle was poorly named given that it didn't fit how Facebook itself uses the term shared. Yeah, well, none of it's Russian. So why did you even write this fake news and then give links to the fucking tweets so anyone with half a brain can go, oh yeah, that's just patriotic Americans. This is fucking hilarious. But the deletion of the posts and related data struck Albright as a major loss for the world's understanding of the Russian campaign. You mean the Americans posting fucking shit on Facebook? Because all of that shit was written by Americans. Uses American, unless these are fucking Russians that went to those American towns that the Soviets had, where they trained them to be sleepers and shit like that. Those were written by Americans. You can tell. Alright, that was not done by someone who has English as a second language. Especially who speaks Russian primarily. Because the language difference, you can tell. Usually that someone's speaking or writing English as a second language. He still has the data and the posts for the 6 pages he examined, but as others become public, there will be no way for independent researchers or journalists to conduct a similar examination of any of the other 470 pages and accounts or any other link to Russia that may emerge over subsequent weeks or months. Dude, you pulled out of your ass these fucking claims that these were Russians. You look at the posts. They're an American. By the sentiment, by the use of English vernacular, and grammatical form. You really are a fucking moron. Oh, this is just disgusting. Every bit of data that gets deleted also makes it harder to study how content flowed back and forth across the platforms, including Twitter, Google, Instagram, Pinterest, and more, several researchers said. We can see by looking across the internet that these posts have been shared on every other platform, Albright said. Yeah? And you're trying to blame everyone in this as Russian. It's all Russian, but it was fucking Americans that wrote a lot of that, almost all that shit, from what it looks like. The discomfort is shared even by a critic of Albright's work, George Washington University professor David Karpf, who published a piece in the Post's Monkey Cage blog Thursday arguing that the claims about the reach of the free Facebook post was overblown because, among other reasons, all that clicking and sharing could have been the work of Russian trolls. The CrowdTangle data, Karpf argued, is weak proxy for the most important question about how many American voters saw the content and how it affected their political choices. Yet even so, Karpf was unhappy to learn of Facebook's removal of the post, given the public debate underway. Anytime you lose data, he said, I don't like it, especially when you lose data and you're right in the middle of public scrutiny. Yeah, well, the funny thing is we've got the data. You're trying to make it sound like there is no copies of the data, and if anyone looks at the data, which I'm going to try to remember to put a link for this, for his posts, go look at them. They're clearly written by Americans. It's fucking hilarious. Anyway, I think I've gone through this and gone into it deep enough and covered everything, so I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.